Hey everyone, Bill with Fishing with Dad here, and we're going to do kind of a follow-up to one of the last videos I put out, and that was on which rod and reel to buy when you're a beginner, if you've never fished before. So this video I want to show you maybe what tackle that you ought to get to start off with. I'm kind of figuring with a tackle box of some kind and, buying hooks and a few lures and some terminal tackle, you're probably looking maybe $30 to $40, somewhere in there. So not a big outlay, but so let's get started. I think the first thing you need to get is something to put everything in. Let me back up though. I think the first thing you need to do is to acquaint yourself with the rules and regulations of fishing in your state. Here in Arizona, we got a nice little booklet they put out every year. It goes for 2 seasons, and it tells you everything you need to know about what you can and cannot do on the public waters in Arizona. So each state's going to have different rules and regs. Some going to be tougher, some going to be a lot laxer. So I would do that. They're either going to have a booklet or they're going to tell you to go online and check everything out there. So please acquaint yourself with that, because getting fined, some places it's a hefty fine. And you don't want that. As fishermen, we need to be honest and obey the laws and the rules and regulations of our state. So, anyway, back to what you're going to need first, and that would be some kind of tackle box to put all your tackle in. One of the old-fashioned kind, which they still make, kind of varied from company to company and where you buy stuff. It's just the old-fashioned tackle box like this. You open it up and there may be 1 tray, 2 trays, who knows, depending on the size. So this just happens to be my daughter's from way back when. Then there's another kind too, and that are these little narrow tackle boxes like this. These are wonderful. In fact, I've switched everything over to these for a couple of reasons. One, I don't need to take everything with me when, say I need to take a hike through the woods. I can put a few of these in a backpack and away I go. They come in various sizes. Flambeau is just one of the companies out there. Plano has their kind. So these are great because they fit in a backpack, and are also nice if you just want to throw one in your car and have a rod and reel in there and some tackle. See a place you want to fish, you just pull off and do it. They open up really nice. Some of them are waterproof. This one is not. And they have dividers in here. You can divide it up any way you want. They're really nice. So there's that. So now, what do you put in it? Well, to start off with, I think we need some hooks. And Eagle Claw is the best place to get them. Now, ever since I was a boy, I've been using Eagle Claw hooks. That's these right here. They're already pre-snelled. They're already on a line. And I think to start off with for panfish, which as a beginner fisherman is where I would start. that includes bluegill and sunfish and green sunfish and crappie, things like that. That's where I'd start off with if I was a beginner and learning how to fish. And these hooks here are the kind I would use. They're Aberdeen style, and they come in all sizes. Let's see, this is a number 8 size. It's kind of small. A step up is a number 6. Stepping up even farther is a number 4 size. These here would be great for panfish, and you can tie them to your line, and you can catch all kinds of stuff with it. Trout, these are great for trout too. We'll put a worm on, or a piece of the new baits out there, those soft-sided baits. Those mushy kind of, can't even remember the name of them now. Look kind of like marshmallows type stuff. Anyway, so there's those. The next thing I would buy are, and I've done this since I was a boy, everybody's got their way of doing stuff. When I'm fishing for panfish, I tie on the end of my line first. This is called terminal tackle, and they're called swivels. And that allows you tie the swivel end to the line, and then there's a snap there, and you can just snap this snelled hook right onto it. In fact, I have one here already set up somewhere. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here's the hook, the snell. There's a loop at the end of the leader on the hook, and there's my snap swivel. This is a different type here, but it's basically the same as this eagle claw one. And just so you know, all this stuff is available at Walmart. Cheapest place to buy stuff, unless you're given it. And that's where I would go and get my stuff. In fact, I would almost venture to guess that the majority of fishermen out there, whether they're pros or beginners, get their stuff at Walmart because it's cheap and they carry name brands. So, anyway, let's see. Another thing that I think you're going to need, and there's a bunch of different styles, is what in the old days used to be called a bobber. Now it's called a strike indicator. Anyway, it lets you know if you got a fish on the line because it'll just go underneath the water. There's different style ones. There's these more long, slender ones like this. They can come weighted. Has a little lead weight on it here to allow you to cast it farther. This one is non-weighted. I love this type because they're very sensitive and they don't spook a fish. It allows the fish to take it underwater with as little resistance as possible because of the narrow design. And there's several designs to this. This can be fatter or more slender, and I don't have a more slender one with me. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. There, right there. These are made by Thill. They've been around forever, and these are great for different types of panfish. There's also the round type like this. These are a foam kind, and the nice thing about these is they're unbreakable, and they also come weighted. These have the little lead weight on them, so you can grab those. Another thing that you're going to need probably are some split shots, and what that is, it's a little round lead weight, and they're split, and you can just pinch it around your line, either on that snell part or somewhere on your main line, allows weight for casting and to put your bait down quicker into the strike zone where the fish are at. And they come in all different sizes. There is a thing out there, it's a little round plastic thing about that big around, and it has different compartments on it with different sizes of the split shots. Again, these are all available at Walmart. So let's see, how about some of the things you're going to need if you're going to use artificial lures. Live baits are great. They're probably the best thing going out there. Worms, minnows, frogs, tadpoles, you name it, whatever is legal in your state to use. Oh, let's back up a little bit. Along with the terminal tackle, hooks, split shot, swivels, things like that, something that you're going to need is a good pair of sharp nail clippers. I like the big ones because they're easier to hold in my hand, or you can get the small size, whatever. Some of them come with a hole in the end there, and you can tie it to your shirt, your vest, your belt, your hat, wherever you want to dangle it, and they're always available. These are great. You're going to need something like this to cut monofilament and the new fluorocarbon line out there. They'll also cut some braid, but new braided lines can be tough. So I would recommend going, and these are available at Walmart. These are Rapala, and these are for cutting braided line. They're special serrated scissors. These are $2.50 to $3, something like that. Small, easy to carry around. And then the next thing I would recommend is having, say, a multi-tool. Has a sharp knife in it and a pair of pliers. Pliers are handy for getting hooks out of the fish's mouth if they're too deep in there. So, and a lot of other things, repairs and things you're going to need to have it for. So I would recommend these. So now let's get to what maybe lures to buy. So for panfish, and they come in all different sizes, so it's your preference and whatever fish you're fishing for. There's things like these rigged twirl tails. They come with a leaded weight on it called a jig, and it's attached to a hook, and they have these little twirly tail things on it, and they're to simulate a wounded minnow. So you can also buy them in a bag without the weights. Different companies put them out. These happen to be Yum. And it tells you what hook to use on here. So, and they're great for panfish. There's also a thing called a beetle spin. These are great for crappie and panfish. It even tells you what knot to use on the back there. Very simple trilene knot to use. So these are great. Has a little spinning blade on there. So then there's little minnow type things with a hook already embedded in them. A couple of different sizes I have here to show you. So there's those. And something great for all kinds of panfish, bass, and killer for trout is the Warden's rooster tail. They come in different sizes and different colors, and these are great for trout and panfish and bass. I've caught many, many trout on these things through the years. Now, if you were going for something bigger, say bass, I've even caught panfish on these, fishing for bass. There's a few different things out there. There's this jerk bait, or some people call them stick baits, and you cast them out there and they'll swim to a certain level, and they'll catch bass, rattle trap type lure. And these are from Cotton Cordell. They make very inexpensive baits. And I'm trying, yeah, these are made in the United States. They're not the best things out there, but they're not the worst. They've been around forever, making inexpensive quality baits. I've used Cotton Cordell a lot, caught many fish on them. And then one of the things I selected you can get here, these cost $1 at Walmart. This is a spinner bait, has different blades on it, a willow leaf, and then a Indiana style here, a more rounded one. These are $1. You can get them in different colors, and these are great for bass. Smaller ones like this, crappie just go bananas over them. So, what else? Oh, one thing you might want to get, and this is one of the cheaper ones out here. This is Omniflex line, but there's South Bend, which makes an inexpensive one, and then there's all kinds of companies out there that make more expensive line. I'd get a mid-range price one, and they come in different test pounds right here. This is 10-pound test. You can go down to, I think, a 2, all the way up to several hundred pounds for big game fish out of the ocean. Anywhere from 4 to 20-pound test for fresh water is great. You'll catch most fish out there. The smaller the line, the better casting it can be when you're using a small rod and reel, a lightweight one, for going for panfish. So when you get your rod, it'll tell you on there the size line that you need to use, and so just follow that and you can't go wrong. So I hope this helps. I'm not going to leave links and everything for this stuff because it's all available at Walmart. You just got to go look and pick this stuff out. Anyway, so I think that's it. I hope this helps with y'all out there that are wanting to get into fishing but didn't know where to start. So if you want any more info on things, I got an email address in the description of the video, and you can email me and I can help you a little bit more personally. But anyway, I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and comment, please. And one of these days, I'll see you out on the water.